I was reflecting today while exercising on my Wii Fit Plus about this idea of sometimes in a book you can read 300 or more pages or whatever, and there's just one thing that book was meant to tell you. For example, when I read The Soul's Code by James Hillman, I felt that probably the most important thing, there was other good stuff throughout it, but what really resonated was this concept of growing down. That people that are interested in spirituality like me and so forth can just kind of be in the ethereal realm so much and find day-to-day life experience somewhat heavy or uninteresting or abrasive or whatever, but figuring out how to grow down into this body, into this life, that really resonated for me and felt helpful. And for a long time, years before I read that book, I had the little inner voice telling me to read it. In another recent example, I just finished Ageless Body, Timeless Mind by Deepak Chopra, which was written over 15 years ago. And I remember right when it came out, seeing it in a bookstore, and it resonated, but it took me this long to get to it. And I think the one big thing from that book for me was that exercise brings an organizational information energy to our body that helps to transcend entropy, which is a decaying force that operates in different principles around the universe, that we can help our body stay healthy and in good shape if we bring an energy to it that goes against this decay process. Now, I was already familiar with different ideas about how our thoughts affect our cells as they regenerate and these kinds of things, that the mind part of it, of keeping positive and keeping in a optimistic kind of, perspective, will affect our body. But I had a lot of resistance to exercise throughout my life, and I was reflecting on that earlier, and I thought about just, the impact of different gym teachers and not getting along with them. Like in 5th grade, there was a gym teacher who actually reached my little 10-year-old foot up and kicked him in the butt during a basketball game. And it was probably some father issues, and I think a lot of it was just competitiveness, because we were playing basketball, running back and forth in the gym, and he was helping the other team, and it just really annoyed me that he was playing with the other team, a bunch of these kids, instead of letting them all just play. And so I kicked him in the butt, got in trouble. And then there was another gym teacher in 7th grade who everybody felt that he was checking out the boys a lot in the locker room. I don't know, I don't have any strong memories of that. But he was a little creepy, and he told us that when we towel ourselves off, that we should dry off our genitals last, because otherwise, if we dry them off first, then we're putting our genitals in our face. If we use the towel on our face after genitals. And I was thinking about that, in recent years, that memory occurred to me, and I thought, well, if you've just cleaned yourself, if you've just taken a shower and use soap and wash yourself, then your whole body is clean, and so there's no real need to fear your genital-laden towel. But I also thought about my mom mentioned something about, guys that work on their bodies a lot they weren't appealing to her because they must not work on their mind as much if they're always working on their body. And I think she was probably just talking about extreme case bodybuilder type stuff. But I think that my ego, already resistance and, feeling awkward in some sports I did well at, and I was like, in 8th grade, in my gym class, I was the fastest kid at track, and just really felt like confident in some areas, but then in some areas, like softball in 5th grade, I just couldn't hit the ball, and I remember feeling embarrassed. And so these early associations with exercise, sports, and the bodily stuff, I could take what my mom said and just use it to justify not participating in any kind of physical type activity. And I think now the Deepak Chopra thing came in at a good time, because with this WeFit Plus, it's interactive, it keeps me interested, I can track progress, I can see differences in like how many push-ups and different kind of things I can do and that kind of thing. And it really feels like it helps improve my attitude, and I can feel it in my body and mind. So, there's a lot of other good stuff in Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, but that was something that I think was really well timed, and the one thing that resonated for me. So, if you've had a similar experience of some book that you read that just had something that really spoke to you, then please share it in the comments or a video response. Thanks.